you are going to learn about the diamond dot strategy here tonight. I'm going to draw one first. We're going to show you guys some drawn examples first, and then I am going to show you live examples. This is what you are going to see on a diamond dot setup. Now on the bottom left down here, it will say, so this is part of our Harmonic suite. You'll see some little dots connecting each one of these little items, and we'll show this here in a live example here in a little bit. Now, first part, this is going to show up. You will see the predicted PRZ, which will typically going to be in yellow ahead of time, but as soon as it shifts color, you guys know what is our default. In this case, since it is red, obviously normally on a diamond, you're going to be looking for a short somewhere in this area, hopefully with some other kind of confluence based on some of our other strategies. But in the diamond dot strategy, this is very, very simple strategy. I love this one. You don't even have to really take into account the order of operations, although as always, we want to make sure that you are taking those into account. Not as important on this one. Going with runners, that is where this type of stuff is going to be more important. Diamond dot, we do not care favorable direction. We don't really care MACV. This is going to be a straight up. If you see one of these show up, we're going to hit it. So diamond part one, now we need the Fabella dot. First scenario, in a scenario where we have a red diamond and a red dot, obviously this is going to be a short, but don't just go running off yet being like, oh, okay, you know, we got this. In the event, we do not care what color the dot is, okay? On a red, we're going short, pretty easy. We're looking for price to drop out of that red because it is a red dot. Targets 1, 2, and 3. We'll go ahead on this one. Let's do a scenario where we've got a green dot. Green dot shows up inside the PRZ. On this one, we are going to go long right on the dot. Very, very simple. Diamond's there. It's powering up the dot. Think of it as we're normally taking this dot, but this is kind of like a double dot. We are adding to and enhancing the power of that dot that's coming in here. We've got the harmonic structure set up right in this zone. Now we've got a dot right here. Boom, you got it. Green, we're going long. Red, we're going short. What about a blue? Let's get tricky with it. Long, yes. Blue or green, the color of the dot, because the diamond color does not matter. If we get a red dot, what are we doing? We're going short. If we get a green dot, we want to get long. What about pink, right? You guys know. If we get a pink dot, what are we doing? Then we're going short. Same thing here. Pink dot, going short. Blue dot, getting long. All that matters is the color of the dot. Hopefully you guys get that, okay? Go with the color of the dot, okay? So direction determined, let's put that over here. This is the key. Believe it or not, this is kind of where everybody messes up. You would think this is so easy now that we've got this, you know, we're doing a whole video here on this. If you get a red diamond and a green dot, look, you are going long. If it is blue, you're going long. If it is red, you are going short. If it is pink, you are going short, and I'm talking about the dot. I don't care what color the diamond is. Everybody get that? We do not care what color the diamond is. So on a target, for one of these, if we are entering in on a short, we are going target one. This is determined by the entry chart. Again, these can show up on any type of chart. On the 1s, 2s, 3s, T1, we're gonna go 10, 15, 25 R. Even on a 3, sometimes you might want to go higher than this, but let's just leave that for right now. 15, 25 R. So what does this mean? On the algo bar ones, these are talking about algo bars, almost every range bar, we are going to be looking for bigger targets. Normally on any range bar, on the lowest side, we are going to have an 8R for 8 range through what is the max going to be 28. All of these, we are looking for the 15R, 15 runner. What do we mean? Normally our bar types is going to be for whether it's coming in on the MACV, if it's coming in on the wave, on the 89. We're really going to stay away from these really on the 89. You guys know I never talk about taking an entry off of the 89, but if it's there, think about it in relation to the size of that location. Target one, we are looking for a 15 plus a runner. Very simple. How are we going to normally deal with this? I'm going to talk about here how I still use the small entry ATM, which means the 10, 15, 25, and how I adjust that. I literally just grab that 10 target all the time and I move that out. That's what I'm usually using for adjusting my targets on the fly. On the algo bars 1s, 2, and 3s, we are using small small or big. On small, that's gonna go right here. So 1s, 2s, 3s. Now, what am I gonna be looking for? Real simple, right? And these are the ATM. When are we gonna go big? Big is gonna go right here. If you're confused by some of this, go back and watch the old videos. You should already know some of this. This should be review. Again, if you did not do the prereqs, or go back through videos 1 through 6, lessons 1 through 6, what we call the core, make sure you understand what we're talking about here. We are looking for that big one here. Now, how do I adjust this one right here? Price is coming down off of that red, and target one is going to be right here. And we're going to assume that it's currently at 10 ticks. At 10 ticks off of the entry, and what's going to be our target 2? Now we're going to have target 2 down here at 15. Now on the second target, this is kind of what I'm going to call the core target for almost everything in our list. Going back and looking at our numbers from over here, based on the small, okay, if you are using the small ATM, then you know that you're going to have this target 1 is going to be 10 and 15. What am I going to do? I'm just going to grab the tag. Now, what am I talking about the tag? Some people don't know what this is, but this is a little tag on your target. I am just going to grab this sucker and I'm just going to drag it down. In this case, because we're going in a short trade here, I'm going to drag it out of the way. So let's say that as price is coming down to it, if I am on an AlgoBar 5, but I realized I accidentally hit the small ATM, it's not a big deal. Again, I actually use the small pretty much all the time. And all I do is I go grab my T1 and I just move it. I put it out. Now, if I want to consolidate all of them, sometimes I will drag this right to target 2, drop it on top. So now I've got both of my targets there on the 15 for that one. If I've got my additional target out here for my runner target, and if I do not want to take target 1 because it's too shallow, because I'm on a 5s, I know this should be a bigger move, then all I'm gonna do is grab the tag very quickly. And this is something you should practice, folks. If you've not practiced this, you really need to practice this whole drag, the tag drag. Grab that tag, move it around, become very, very comfortable with this, because sometimes I'm dragging it to target 2. Sometimes I will drag this thing out and I'll put it by my runner, but even instead of my runner, I'll put it all the way out here somewhere, and I'll just drop that green tag all the way down here, which means I did not have a T1. This tag gets dragged out, and so now your T1 tag ends up coming way out here, okay? And now normally it would be T1, but in case, you know, this is our original T1, but now that is no longer the same. I know that's a lot of confusing stuff there. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing for you, but I just want you guys to understand the mechanics of how, like, we're playing this video game, that I am coming up here, I am entering into the position quickly. Now, where's the stop? So standard stop is gonna be 15 ticks, but we want to drag it. As soon as this position starts to come in our direction, we really want to start dragging that stop right back behind the dot and the PRZ. So it starts up top, you're gonna drag it on down, and it should be somewhere pretty close to this. Now, again, is that gonna be 15 ticks? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's gonna be 12, sometimes it's gonna be 10. Doesn't really matter. Remember, we are trying to keep this very, very tight for that stop. If we break that dot, if that dot breaks, this whole thing is off. Make sure you smash that close button. You guys know how to do this. So AlgoBar 5s. Now, this doesn't just have to be the 5s. I'm talking about 5s or greater. This could be the 8s, or this could be the range bars. If we need to adjust our targets on the fly, we just need to grab them, move them out, bingo bango. Let's go into some live examples. Confluence combo. There's a lot going on in this shot, right? We've got a double dot on the 13 range. We've got a double dot up here on the 5s. This is coming off of the 3s. I should be looking for small, but because these higher time frames are coming in, this is a good example of something more advanced where I am going to push out that target and I'm looking for something bigger. We've got this coming in on king timing, right? Is this after king timing? Yeah, in fact, it's after king timing. It's after double king timing. So for one of these, I am really going to be looking for a much larger target. Plus, we've got that MACV rolling over and going red. Now, is that MACV technically red yet? No, we really want this to go 8 bars. So this might not go straight to those big targets. It might have a little bit of some wiggle, but this is going to be a real nice trade coming off of the diamond dot. This is a very small diamond dot example right there. The dot is the diamond as well. That's not typical. Typically, we're going to see something else, more like something like this. This is a double diamond dot. Again, I'm showing you guys the exceptions right now because, you know, look, everybody can figure out the easy ones. One single dot. Let's show the hard ones first. Double dot diamond. double dots with that PRZ. The diamond is red, but the dot is green. So where are we going? If you said long, and what is this coming off of? This is coming off of what? The 5s. Target 1 here is going to be 15, not 10. 5s and above, typically a 5s and 8s on the algo bars. In the range bar section, we are looking for target 1, 15 ticks. Stop originally starts out somewhere around 15 ticks. Where should it move almost immediately thereafter? I want to move that stop, boom, right there, right? Very, very small stop. You're talking about an entry right here, a stop right here, and this sucker is off to the races. Put that stop back down there behind the dots. If we get a red box, we get a green dot, we're going long. If it was pink, we'd be going short. This is fairly rare. You're not gonna see these very often. I actually thought there were more in this room, so I apologize that I did not have more for you guys. I am going to put some more in here. Let's look for some of those diamond dots tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, folks. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang. Let's send out the Big H Town.